Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. February 8th. Market broke out yesterday. Not surprising. This move continues higher, setting all-time highs again. Market keeps going up. Now you got to remember, we did have in the Nasdaq a couple of days that were down, right, and tested these lows that made higher lows. So you are getting these mini pullbacks. That was just the time to buy the dip to get the breakout. That's what basically happened. Had more earnings come in yesterday and this morning. We'll go over those a little bit. Um, so this market's cracking. SPX almost cracked 5,000. Psychological number. I'm not here to call a top, but it's getting frothy. But you got to go with the trend. So without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile, bond profile to find structure in the market, along with gamma exposure level, supply and demand, the most traded price of the year, the rolling month, the rolling week, and the previous day. That keeps me on the right side of the trade. Okay, shorts have been getting murdered. So I haven't shorted a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I see something intraday that's juicy, I will take a look at it. But most likely, I'll wait for the long. That's just how this market's been. So subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already. I appreciate that. And of course, if you like what you're seeing, give me a thumbs up or a like. And you could always follow me at X. That's at Gonzo719. All right. Get right into this. Let's get right into the futures. Okay. Let's look at what we have going here. We have an elevated VIX up 1.79. We have jobless claims coming at 8:30. See how that goes. Bitcoin's up 1.46. Crude. Now, crude's got my eye again, right? How many times can we sit and go down to this bottom? Okay. It's bottoming out, and a lot of times, yeah, we like to fill our SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, at that price. I think even Biden said at 70 something dollars a barrel, something like that. So, interesting. Dollar is up 0.21. 10-year yield yesterday closed at 4.1. Okay. Now bonds are being sold this morning. They're down 30-year bonds. So the 10-year yield should rise again. Dow's down 0.03. Silver's down 0.07. Russell's down 0.1. ES down 0.17. Nasdaq's down 0.19. 30-year bonds, like I said, are down 0.54. Gold, still holding above 2K, is down 0.58 with the strength in the dollar. Ether is down 0.73. Okay, so let's move on to the Mag 7 Plus. What do we have here? Coin is up 2.76%. Okay, Bitcoin's making a little move. Coin is following. So some crypto, Bitcoin stock related stuff is moving this morning. Tesla is up 0.68. Or just jumped to 0.76. Netflix up 0.44. Maybe getting some sympathy with Disney. Roblox had earnings, big beat. They got an upgrade too this morning, so that's that. Now, laggards. We have, interesting here, Nvidia. Okay, remember, 700 is a big gamma level. Let me see if it still is. It still is. Okay. This stock has come a long way. I mean, it was at $500 earlier, right? But there's a lot of FOMO in the stock whenever time it pulls back. Meta is down 0.41. Okay. AMD is down 0.81. Okay, so the AMD is taking a little bit of a breather. I definitely have that on my watch. BABA got a downgrade. Okay, so it's down but it's just a dog right now. All right, it's a dog. So moving on, top sector stocks. Let's look at these together. Disney. Whatever people like, they like the earnings. Up 8.28%. Okay. Eli Lilly continues to just go higher. Unbelievable. That stock is just unbelievable right now. I mean, it's not as unbelievable as Nvidia, but it was at 5 something not too long ago. Qualcomm. I was eyeing that yesterday. Qualcomm. Eyeing that yesterday, still eyeing it. I know it went down on earnings, but if, I use the anchor VWAPs a lot. That was battling anchored VWAP, coming right up to it. I'm not sure if that was the gap down. I have to look at that. Maybe I'll even review that a little later. All right, so there's not a ton of leaders right in this list. Okay, do we have laggards? Not really. Visa? Not really. I know financials right now are a little weak. However, let's look at my swing trade list. Now, ARM reported earnings. Now, sometimes this is messed up in the morning, but I think this is correct. It blew it out of the water for earnings. It's up 28%, up almost $100. They closed yesterday at 77. Okay, Ralph Lauren. Let's see if did they report. Let's see, earnings on 2/8, which is today. So let's see, fourth quarter is expected to expand approximately 304 basis. So regardless, here they're up 6.36%. Now, sorry about that. So Mara is up 4.1%. Win reported earnings. They're up 3.03%. Riot up 2.65. MicroStrategy's up 2.36. I believe this is Allstate Insurance. Ally Bank got an upgrade. Affirm reports believe today after the market close. They've been just trending up. I had my eye on that yesterday. Palantir keeps going. TSM keeps going. Added this Bitcoin ETF. That's up 1.43. Marvel, semis. So semis are just beasts. Ross, Expedia, Charter Communications. That's been beaten down. Charter Communications. And Discovery Financial. That got an upgrade as well. Okay, let's look at laggards. PayPal. I don't think they issued guidance, I believe, but I read. I think that's AZN is AstraZeneca. Datadog is down 2.76. Philip Morris down 2.72. Hershey reported earnings, and I guess they didn't do too well. They're down 2.2%. TransUnion is down 1.28%. Baxter, I think this is Baxter, down 0.96. 40net got a downgrade again. So maybe in sympathy, Datadog. Hold on, let me make sure with Datadog. Datadog didn't report yet. So 40net got a downgrade. Even though they believe they beat earnings the other day. American Express got a downgrade too. So that's what's going on with the laggards there. Let's go back to top sectors. Let's go to the sectors. The semis are leading, right? Not big, up 0.28, followed by communications. And then laggards, real estate, doesn't matter. Staples, down 0.19. And financials is bottoming out the list here. Okay. Let's move on here to news, to economic calendar, to the earnings. Let me just pull that up. So just briefly about the volume's been a little light this week too. I don't know if you noticed that every morning I have relative volume that I put up. It has been relatively weak. Let's see if I can just show you guys that real quick. So here's relative volume. So ES, now notice that right now, this tracks it every, I believe, 5 minutes. Every 5-minute candle, I have it tracked. So this is only at 64% relative. So that's fairly weak. And even in when a market starts up, it's only been at like 75%, 70%. Because we had weeks prior with big data releases. Okay? Big data releases. So that's probably accounting for that. Where the hell's my mouse here? There we go. Just wanted to show you guys that the volume has been weak. So let's move over to economic calendar here. And really what we got, Fed Barkin actually is going to speak at 8:30. Initial jobless claims, we're looking at a forecasted 227 with previous 224. So you're looking for to beat 227 to get more bullish. Okay, so maybe a 240, 250 initial jobless claim should send the market a little higher. That would make the Fed want to cut quicker, in theory. Now today we also have a 30-year bond auction at 1 p.m. These bond auctions now are becoming more important. Okay, that's really it there, and there wasn't much else to go into. We can look at earnings. Now, yesterday after the close, PayPal reported, Disney reported, ARM reported, Win, Paycom, Mattel. All right, those are the ones. Now this morning, ConocoPhillips, they reported. Philip Morris, Spirit Airlines, Hershey, Lightspeed, S&P Global. Okay. After the close today, Affirm, Pinterest, Cloudflare, Expedia, Illumina. That's what's today. And then tomorrow we got PepsiCo, Canopy Growth, AMC Networks, Blue Owl. Yep. All right. So that's rounding out earnings. Now let's go to our daily charts. Let me do that. Let's go to those daily charts. Alright, so we broke out of a 3-day consolidation. Alright, we'll just zoom it in from here. Okay, so had these 3 days. We gapped up, we held. See, we kind of moved down a little bit and then got bought up. Went all the way up to 498.53. Currently, the market's at 497.33, so 497. We're right in the middle of yesterday's range. Okay. Not a lot of edge there. It just means that we're high and we're holding the higher prices. That's bullish. Okay. Today, after a breakout, you could move sideways. That would not be out of the question. Or you can get continuation. You have to see. All right. Markets moved a lot. So, but it's just the first day of a breakout, right? If you get follow through, it's a confirmed breakout. If you go break the lows, go back into the range, well, it's not a breakout anymore. That's a look above and fail. All right, so let's look at the Qs. The Qs, what did we do yesterday? Broke out of this big, see this resistance here? That was pretty big, 430. Okay, we kind of pushed back into this range and then rocketed up, right? Came all the way to 432.83. You can see new all-time high. And now, where are we at now? Okay, we are at 431.33. 431.33, which brings us right in the middle of the range. Again, this is last month's highs. Last week's highs were above both. Stay above both of those, that is bullish. Okay, because the two ways that a market, either pulls back, like see in the Nasdaq, you did get a pullback. Boom, you gap lower, right? You did get a pullback, and then in these days, right, you had a low here, a low here, and a low here. You had some weakness. So it wasn't all just straight out bull runs. The Nasdaq did have a pullback here, right? And it consolidated back in this range until it poof, So it just needs to move sideways more to get one more push higher. I mean, who knows how many push higher there's left? February seasonally supposed to be weak, but what does that mean if the market's moving higher, right? Eventually, we're gonna get a pullback. Who knows when that's gonna happen? It's hard to fight the bulls right now, okay? I'm not about to step in front and get slaughtered. All right, 10-year yield. Okay, 10-year yield dropped all the way down here. Then it rised way back up to here. Now we're back right on this 200-day moving average. And we're in this little range from 4.0 to 4.2. Go higher, puts weight on equities. Go lower, you got a good chance the market goes higher. It's kind of a wait and see. VIX is kind of a little elevated today. I mean, not much. This is just complacency right here. There's not much fear in this market, nor should there be fear. Okay, now the dollar, a little uptrend here. Okay, big range, boom, busted out of it, right? And now we're holding this range. You move, break 104.64 again, can move to 105.3. This puts weights on equities and commodities. The higher dollar is not good for equities and commodities. Okay, so if you have a dollar that's going higher and yields go higher, that usually would send the market lower or put weight on the market. All right, that's the triple-headed monster report. Now we can get into structure. Okay, let's get into that structure here with the market profile, volume profile. And let's look at the ES here. Alright, let's look at the ES. Maybe we could even blow this up a little bit. Alright. I'm just going to make it a little smaller here. Alright. So, let's look at structure here. Okay, so price is here right now. 5,007 in futures in the ES. Okay. What did we do yesterday? We put a gap. This box is the gap. Okay. We opened here. And we came down to here. Alright, gap fill would have been down here, so that showed that there was strength. Okay, put a little single print here. That's emotional buying. Okay, so we pushed up. Now the profile is starting to build out volume here. Okay, the most traded price of the week is at 49.67. That has not moved yet, right? So profile, how it works. All right, really quickly. The job of the market now is for bulls to move the most traded price up here. Okay, around 5,010. Or it doesn't matter, as long as it's up here. Okay. If it does do that, there's a high chance that we go higher. Okay. There's a pretty good chance. Now, if, right, this is price moving away from value. So price is here, value is here, right? You want to see value catch up to price. If price cannot catch up, if value cannot catch up to price, you know what happens? You go back to value. If you can't establish value higher, price will return back to value. Okay? I'm not saying that happens, just explaining what happens. That's how it works, like a magnet. Okay? But right now we made a move. We're holding higher prices. Okay? Where are we holding? Here's the magic key. 5,004 is the 50% of yesterday's move. Now we might break this here. We got a little bit of a poor low here, and what's shaking this market? Jobless claims. So really quickly, let's look at those jobless claims. Let's see what they did. Were they bearish or were they bullish? Remember, a hot number. Let's see here. Let's see what they did. All right. Actual 218. Remember, the forecast was 227, so under, this is a slightly bearish number, but not crazy. The consensus was 220. So right now, I don't think it might have much weight. Right, that number is not super hot or super cold. All right, moving back here. Okay, still an important level, 5,004 in the futures. That's the 50% of yesterday's move. Now we have a little bit of a poor low here. Okay, I would suspect this to get broken a little bit. Okay, and you have these little sliver of single prints here. And notice this big demand zone is where we broke out. Okay, it doesn't have to break this, but more than less usually get a break. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, so here's yesterday's high, 5,020. Yesterday's low, right? Overnight high is very poor. You got a triple top on the overnight high, and you got a poor low. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So this overnight profile has a bullish imbalance to it. See how it doesn't have excess at the top? Okay. Needs to do that. Same with the bottom. Needs to get excess. Okay. So the most traded price yesterday was at the highs, close to the highs. That's bullish too. Okay. Now, I explained value area, right? Now this is perfect because this is a typical week low now. So here's value area from yesterday, here and here. That's 70% of the trade happened in yesterday's session. All right. 70% of trade happened here. Okay, so consider most of them longs. Okay. Look what it lines up with. The overnight low and the 50% retracement, 50% move of yesterday. Okay. So this is a weak low. Just means it has multiple places that that could get broken. Okay. I would pretty much high probability that this gets pushed down. High probability. If it holds, that's support. All right. Now one thing also you have, this is a little feather in the cap for bulls. This is the only long activity overnight, right there. All this is short. Okay. So this is setting up for maybe a little move higher, in my opinion. Now let's look at scenarios, okay? Let's go with the bullish case. All right. So pretty easy game plan here. Okay. Now the immediate defense is this weak low. Sure, can the market come down here, hit it, take out the overnight high, and make new highs? Yes. Right? That's one. Two is the weak low that I talked about here gets flushed. You get buyers a little nervous, make it a bear trap. If you don't know this is demand, you dip in here, and I don't know what we do with this, how far, how deep. Okay, you can't just bounce out and go up, right? You can't go all the way down to the gap. Now, if you start filling the gap, that would be in the bear scenario. I'm gonna say if you hold that gap, you can also feel higher. Okay, that's really what I see for the bull, right? Now, as far as the bearish scenario, okay, the bearish scenario is I told you there's a weak low here, right? So now we switch to a bearish mind. Okay, we know we're along from here, 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 here. Okay, you are close to 100% short. That's why I like the long, right? Because you're going to take care of these shorts overnight. However, in a bearish play, right? If I'm bearish, there's supply here. I'm going to want to see a move up. Maybe break the overnight high. Test yesterday's highs. There is supply above. Roll through the most traded price of yesterday. And then start to move down here. And there's that week low. Break the week low. And the 50% of yesterday. And now you're going to really test yourself into this demand. You're probably going to get some fight in this demand. If you break that demand and start filling the gap, you're probably going to fill the gap. Possibly touch 49.67. Okay, and door number 3 for today is we do this, we do this, we do this, and then we do this. And we start building out and possibly moving the most traded price of the week up here. Okay, that's what I see for today. Now, moving on to the NASDAQ. Now the NASDAQ is building out another bullish imbalance to the profile here. Okay, so let's look at it. So we have value area here, right? Big level of 176.50. That's the most traded price of the month and the week. Okay, then you have this big level, 17,700 is the most traded price of the year. So prices here above those levels. This is very bullish. Okay, very bullish structure. You do have volume really starting to build out here. So if you can move the most traded price of the week up here, it's very bullish. Okay, and you're starting to build out here without an excess. So this could be primed for one more move up. Who knows? Okay. And yesterday, what was support? Opened here. Look where it came down. Right to the most traded price of the year. And then it ripped up. Okay. So where's our defense at? 177.97 is the 50% retracement of yesterday's move. We already tested that. Look, came down, pushed up. Okay, this happens to also be a weak low. This is the value area low of yesterday and the midpoint, right? Well, the NASDAQ just came down and tested it and pushed up. Okay, what else here? This is the only longs to all these shorts. So we're pretty much 90% short in the overnight. Okay, so now think about that. We just came down, tested that area, right? All these most traded price of the overnight are shorts. So look, they're taking their profits right now. It's pushing back up. Okay, pushing way back up, and this is a very bullish imbalance in the profile. So NASDAQ's pushing back up. All right, it's almost flat now. So these guys got to cover, and if we do breach, now this is a level here. If we do breach this most traded price of yesterday and the overnight, same price, right? And we go and do that, you're probably moving higher. I don't know how much higher. Okay, so very similar to the ES, just how the structure is. What are we doing, right? What are we doing here? We defended this already. This is value area low, overnight low, and the midpoint of yesterday. We defended it already. Doesn't mean it can't break again. Okay, so back to scenarios. Okay, we have this for the bulls to defend, which they did already. Okay, even if they can't defend that, and you start to make yourself down to yesterday, you have a demand zone here. This is why it's very important. Um, the bulls are so strong right now that sellers, any kind of movement down, they feel like, oh my God, this could be it, and then it's a bull trap. Okay, so we could come down again, defend it, and then if we push above that most share price of yesterday in the overnight, we're probably going to make new highs. Okay, we also can come down into this demand zone, which is also the top of the breakout of the resistance. Okay, right here, which would be right around this level, right there. In demand, you have. Okay, you could do lower high, and then really get your move up here, because now there's like I said, there's shorts in here. That's really the bull, right? The job for the bull ultimately is defend this big area, those two big levels. If you break below this level, well then the dynamic changes. So, all right, now as far as a bearish, all right, as far as the bearish play, for me, I mean, the only way I see something that I'm like, whoa, man, this could be good, is that I get excited about, is pushing up through this, making new highs, but then really coming back in, going back under the most traded price of yesterday. Now you're going to take out that weak low, and now you're going to test this demand, which probably would give some fight. And if you break that, maybe you settle here, a week-to-day VWAP. Okay. Like I said, this is the most traded price of the year. If you crack that, then you have the most traded price of the month and the week. There's just so much for the bulls to defend. That's why, like, this is a very, very hard move to make. Okay, it's very, very hard. So we'll have to see. All right, that is the scenarios today. Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed it. Subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already. Of course, if you enjoyed the if the content, please give me a thumbs up or a like. And you can always follow me on X at Gonzo719. Okay, so we have the plan. We have the plan. Market's holding the higher prices. Okay, bullish. We could move sideways today. Or you get trend continuation. We move a little higher, melt up a little bit, right? Like I said, right now you do have a negative Nvidia. They hit that 700 level. Negative AMD, right? So, and you don't have any heavyweights that are super bullish right now. So who knows? I don't really know. I'm just gonna look at what the chart. If the chart doesn't present me anything, any setup that's worth taking, I just won't take it. So hopefully, full transparency, I am long shop. If you look at shop, I broke out of a big base yesterday. I'm hoping this gets follow through. They have earnings on Tuesday before the market opens. I will get out of it before that. I'm hoping it pushes. There's not much resistance above. So I'm hoping it trends because I'm just going to trail it with my stop. I'm already in profit and I haven't taken anything yet. I will today if it starts pushing higher. But big breakout in shop. So we'll see. But I wish everybody good luck today. Stay green. Stay patient. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. Take it easy.